And arguably this is worse than the God mode users, because at the very least the God mode users have to play the matches. Those people who use the CA bug clearly don't really have to play the matches, because they wouldn't have time to play as many as their points show.
This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Green here, and today I'm going to talk about hacks, glitches, exploits, and buying accounts in Just2 Mobile. And I just want to give my opinion on the whole thing, because it's a pretty controversial thing in the Just2 Mobile community. Some people are okay with everything, other people are not okay with anything, and other people are somewhere in the middle, that being where I am. And at the same time I'll go a little bit over explaining what each of those things means, if you've never heard of them, but at the same time I'll not tell you how to do them. Granted that most of the things in this list cannot be done anymore, but I'll not tell you how to do them because I don't want your accounts to get banned, and that being my fault. So if you click this video thinking that I'll teach you how to hack the game, you're in the wrong place, mate. But yeah, with all that being said, this is just my personal opinion. I encourage you to have your own opinion, not follow mine, so form your own opinion and comment it down in the comments. With all that being said, let's get into it. Unlike other lists that I make, I'm going to take it from the top tier to the bottom tier, and we're going to start with the worst of the worst and the things that I cannot stand. First tier is belongs to the gulag. I don't agree with people that do this. I think people that do this are despicable human beings, and I think that they should get banned as soon as possible. First up, people who use God mode on their main account. Quickly, let's go over what God mode is. God mode is a thing that, as far as I'm concerned, it's something like an add-on on the Just2 Mobile game, like you go through some files and stuff, and you are going to modify it so you get some modifiers, and basically it allows you to one-shot tier 8 with a level 10 account and stuff to that level. Not sure if all the way to that level. I've never tested it out myself, but I've seen people do some crazy stuff with it, especially when the Soul Raids came out. But yeah, and it's also saying that people who use God mode on their main account, because there's another use of the God mode that will be mentioned a tier lower because it's not as terrible. Still not okay, but not as terrible. But yeah, in this one is people that use God mode for their main account. Those people are going to be terrible because of two things: Arena and CA. Like, listen, I could not care less what you do with your account in terms of flow rates. I could not care less what you do with your account in terms of leagues, because if your league is not okay with your actions, then they will kick you. But what I do care is when I see your God mode ass in my arena or in my Champions arena, because while I'm struggling to make those points, you're going to be able to play every single team in your roster and win every single match without breaking a sweat because you have that on. And this is going to pretty much hurt me and the rest of the players that are unfortunate enough to be in the same arena bracket or in the same CA bracket as you. So you're playing the game on easy mode, and this impacts indirectly the other players. That's why I'm not okay with this. Not at all. And the other one will be the CA exploit. The CA exploit is some glitch that you can do, I guess, to increase your CA points and get all the way up to 80 points from a match. I'm not sure how it's done, but it's a way that people get a huge amount of CA points. And first I was like, these people are using God mode, and it's not that, because then there are instances of people who get like 300 points in Champions Arena 10 minutes after the Champions Arena started, and bruh, like, I'm not questioning your roster, I'm not questioning your gameplay abilities, but that's simply impossible in that amount of time to go through so many fights. So yeah, this is exactly the same reason as the God mode users on their main account. And arguably this is worse than the God mode users, because at the very least, the God mode users have to play the matches. Those people who use the CA bug clearly don't really have to play the matches, because they wouldn't have time to play as many as their points show. But yeah, both those two things are crap, they are ruining the game, and they are ruining the experience for everybody. At the same time, the impact of it is not as big, like people complaining, I'm not getting Elite 4 because there's so many God mode users in my arena. No. You need to try hard to get Elite 4. That's most likely it. Having some God mode users in your arena will not forbid you from getting to Elite 4, but you might see some difficulties when you get to the hard brackets, and at the same time it's simply frustrating to see people accomplish much more than you with much less effort by cheating the game. But yeah, This is the belongs to the Gulag tier list. Both those things need to be gone as soon as possible, and people who use them should get banned. Let's move on to the next tier. This tier is things that deserve a ban, but I couldn't care less because they don't really affect me. First up is people who use God mode to boost a league. Like, there's some people, I've seen quite a few examples of people who have a league that's doing, let's say, tier 8 rates, and they are not capable to do tier 8 rates, but they have an account in that league that is from one of the members that is using God mode. And they are using God modes to kind of clean up the rest of the raids and leave the other people to kind of do their thing and deal as much damage as possible. And in 90% of the cases, those God mode accounts that are doing this are not used for anything else. You look on them, you don't see any rank in arena. There are accounts that you can see clearly that have not been taken care of. They are simply for the purpose to clear the tier 8 raids. And while in theory this deserves a ban, and it definitely deserves a ban because you're using God mode at the end of the day, and you should expect that coming, I don't have a problem with that. I don't. It does not affect me in any way. It does not hurt me in any way. It does not hurt anybody else in any way. So I don't have a problem with that. Next up, then there's the gem glitch. I'm still not sure if gem glitch is around. Some people say it is. Some people say it's not. But it's pretty much a glitch as far as I'm aware that allows you to kind of reset the time of the day and get your daily rewards multiple times. And you can do that over and over again. And you can get, I guess, a lot of gems that way. Though it seems like a pretty annoying process to do if you ask me. So those people are going to get a head start ahead of other people. They are obviously going to hurt by these other people in Arena NCA, but at the very least they still have to play their fights and they still have to play well. They will just get a boost in gems. And you might argue, yeah, but they get an unfair boost. Yes, so do the people who donate to the game and are going to put money in the game from the head start. So people getting ahead of a free-to-play account is something that you should kind of get used to when it comes to Arena NCA, though it's not a huge factor. It will not affect you that much. But that's a thing to keep in mind. And yes, indeed, people who donate money to the game are going to also help the game development and are going to help this game stay alive. And people who use gem glitch don't, and that's why they are kind of to blame. But at the same time, this is not the best game you should invest your money on, and it's not in the best state that it's ever been, so it's in a way understandable. Overall, I do not have a problem with the gem glitch users. They do not affect me in any way, but anybody who uses gem glitch should not expect, but if they get a ban, they should not complain about it. Like the things in this tier, the God mode used in to boost leagues and the gem glitch are two things that are like, I don't want you to get banned, but if you get banned, don't cry about it. You should have seen this coming. Your actions should have, you should expect possible repercussions to your actions. That's what I'm saying. But I don't mind these people. Some people mind them. I personally do not. But at the same time, I could kind of see why you would mind. But I don't. I just don't. Let's move on to the next tier. Next up is buying an account. Why is this on the hacks and glitches tier list, you might ask? Well, because a lot of the time when you buy an account, you can buy it from other players that grew it themselves and are going to get tired of the game, but usually it's most controversial when that account is bought from hackers. Because there are people that hack the game and grow accounts and sell them afterwards and make a little bit of a buck out of that. And this is going to be a tier list that's called not okay, not terrible. Like, at the same time, it's not the most okay thing to support the hackers in the game, but at the same time, I don't really care. It does not affect me with anything, because by buying an account, you're going to be placed in that specific arena when that account is made. It's not like you are going to get everything and compete against players that have nothing. And at the same time, if you buy that account will be an account less that uses God mode if they hacked it to grow that far. So in theory, you are doing the game a benefit, because if you're not buying it, the people who grow the account are going to keep growing it, because the more it grows, the more money it's going to attract. So by buying it, you are actually not hurting the people that are in that arena NCA. And at the same time, you might be like, yeah, but by doing this, you're supporting hackers. So what? Like, are you going to stop buying eggs from the supermarket? Because most likely most of the chickens that you get those eggs from are going to be grown in unoptimal conditions. Are you going to stop buying meat? Because at the same time, most animals over there are going to not be grown in the same conditions. Are you going to stop eating fast food? Are you going to stop going to KFC because you care about the chicken? I don't think so. I don't think you do. I don't think you usually care where that thing comes from. I don't think you usually care who you're supporting when you're spending your money. So why do you care now? I don't know. I personally don't care. Now let's move on into the last tier, and that's called Everybody Did It. First up, we're going to go into rage jumps, but very briefly. I don't want to touch on the subject of rage jumps very much, and I'll not explain very much. And yes, it's considered by the NetherRealms a glitch and an exploit, because last time somebody talked about this and explained it, they nerfed it terribly. So they are not okay with rage jumps. Rage jumps is basically very short, a way to do more raids once a month or something like that, like adding 3 or 4 additional raids than what you do a month. And if you want me to explain this, I won't. I'll never explain this, because the last thing I want is the system to get even more nerfed than it is. But yeah, everybody does it. And if you consider, let's go with the other one, credits glitch. Credits glitch was a glitch that was in the past, where you could cancel the raid and you'd get a huge amount of credits back. Not going to go in depth to explain, but for this one you can find videos on YouTube easily. And they removed it, but before they removed it, there were the videos that were posted. Those videos went very viral, and at the same time a lot of the player base used it. Like, if you had an account back in that day, it's a 50% chance that your account used gem glitch. So if you might be like, I'm not okay with people who use raid credits glitch, because it was proven to be a glitch, and the NetherRealms was not okay with it and nerfed it. We're same with rage jumps. You can't, I'm trying to make the point that if you're doing rage jumps and you're not okay with the people that use credits glitch, and you kind of have a stigma for them, then you're a hypocrite. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, those are things that everybody did. Things in terms of rage jumps, things that everybody does. Personally, I wouldn't consider rage jumps really a glitch or an exploit. It's more like a game mechanic. But it seems that NetherRealms does not think that way about it. But yeah, with all that being said, this was the list. Thank you very much for watching. Yet again, this was just my humble opinion. I don't encourage you to have the same opinion as me. I encourage you to form your own opinion and have your own thoughts. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. And with all that being said, I'll see you in the next one.